Enterprises are leveraging AI to accelerate their business, but face challenges integrating diverse, siloed data into AI services. AI models need to be trained on enterprise data spread across multiple environments to deliver valuable insights. What's the solution? Bringing AI to the data wherever it resides. Today, we're going to talk a little bit about how your enterprise can understand and accelerate business decisions for M365 data. My name is Theresa Miller. I am the Senior Director in Product Marketing of the Technical Advocacy Group. And I am going to be joined by two guests today. We will be joined by Stephen Engler, one of our customers, for a brief customer testimonial as one of our customers that leverages our data protection solution for their M365 workloads. And then I'm going to be joined by Nave Algarici, who is with NVIDIA. He is a generative AI product manager, and we are going to talk about some of the exciting things that Cohesity and NVIDIA are doing together to further provide AI services and data insights into your data when you're a Cohesity customer. This is all done with a Microsoft Azure OpenAI LLM. So excited to be here with you today, and let's continue. Now, in terms of our actual agenda, we're going to have that customer testimonial or fireside chat with Stephen. I'm then going to transition to talking with Nave, and we'll wrap things up with some key takeaways. So let's transition to that customer testimonial. We're going to go ahead and talk with Stephen Engler. Excited to be joined by him. Let's go ahead and talk with him. Welcome, Stephen. Thank you so much for joining me for this session today.
No, thank you, Theresa. It's a pleasure to be here.
So can you share your background with our audience and tell us a little bit more about what your company does?
Yeah, so I am the system administrator here at the Oklahoma Farm Bureau. We are a statewide insurance company that focuses mainly on farming and ranching, but we do have a full insurance offering as well. I am a 25-year vet of the IT world, ranging from anything from Earthlink, dial-up help desk, to system administration and everything in between. Married for 4 years. I've got 3 dogs and a cat. And aside from the computer life, I am a diehard New York fan, so Knicks, Giants, and Yankees.
Awesome. Well, impressive background in tech, and congrats on your marriage.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So let's talk about you as a Cohesity customer. Can you share with our audience today what your methodology around backups of M365 is, and what type of data beyond that you back up?
Yeah, so we prioritize compliance and retention for most of our backups because it's sensitive information. Leadership here emphasizes the frequency and type of backups, full, differential, incremental. As you mentioned, we do back up our entire Office 365 environment, but we also back up our virtualized server environment as well, and pretty much all the data that's on there as well.
So it's pretty extensive. In terms of technical considerations, when you were choosing Cohesity as a solution, what were those for you?
Yeah, so a couple of the major considerations were the ability to be future-proof for sure. Ensuring that we can expand almost at a moment's notice, that we have immutability, that we have data lock, and that if we decided we could pivot and leave fully on-premise and go into the cloud.
Excellent. So then in terms of your future plans for expansion with Cohesity, where do you plan to go next?
So right now, our plan is to split our on-premise and our Office 365 environment and take all of our Office 365 environment to the Cohesity cloud. That way we're kind of backing up like for like, and we don't have to worry about backing up on premise and then transferring somewhere else.
That's great. So you have some pretty extensive plans in the works.
Yes.
Well, thank you, Stephen, for joining me to talk with our audience during this session today about the technical successes you've had with our solution. I appreciate you being here with me today.
Well, thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
All right, so next we are going to be joined by Nave from NVIDIA, and he and I are going to talk about AI and some of the collaborative efforts that we have in the works with their enterprise.
Thank you, Theresa. Hi, everybody. My name is Nave Algarici. I'm a product manager on NVIDIA working on the generative AI NeMo large language model team. And I'm here today to talk to you about how Cohesity and NVIDIA are helping enterprises accelerate business decisions using AI. RAG, retrieval augmented generation, is one of the common patterns that we see enterprise deploy generative AI. And there are many challenges for getting that pipeline production ready and at scale. To focus on a few, we want to start with accuracy. Accuracy is the #1 task when building these RAG pipelines, and achieving the accuracy needed for driving business value to your customers is the main target for all deployments. Second is building a system that is most secure on a data perspective and also simple that you can deploy at scale. So combining those with features like role-based access control and other enterprise-grade features is critical. Cost is another aspect as we move to more advanced and large-scale language models. We want to make sure that we use the most efficient pipelines and deployments that we can to ensure a lower cost for our customers. And lastly, innovation velocity. This technology and the space is evolving quite rapidly, and we want to make sure at NVIDIA that you get to use the latest and greatest with the best performance at scale. At NVIDIA, we've been working on a product called NeMo Retriever, which helps accelerate RAG deployment for the enterprise. NeMo Retriever is a collection of NIMs, NVIDIA Inference Microservices, that deploy models like embedding and re-ranking models that help deploy RAG pipelines at scale. We've trained world-class models with state-of-the-art accuracy, as well as ability to fine-tune and customize them for your own domains. And they're all flexible and modular to deploy anywhere that you have a GPU. And these connect to an accelerated vector search that we use for large-scale retrieval, and this is all production ready for any enterprise deployment. And at NVIDIA, we pride ourselves by developing the world's best RAG pipelines. We've been leading the leaderboards for retrieval for quite a while now with our excellent research models, and we have delivered the best-in-class enterprise-grade production models as well. And on the performance side, we excel and deliver the best throughput and latency for both ingestion and indexing, as well as retrieval for RAG. And how it all goes together is in what we call an NVIDIA blueprint. And this blueprint shows you how to connect all these NVIDIA Inference Microservices into a pipeline that delivers the best accuracy and throughput. And here you can see how we have used NIMs for both object detection from PDFs, image classification, and image extraction models to deploy a PDF extractor for extracting all the multimodal information from the PDFs and feeding that into an embedding model and a vector database for fast retrieval. And after that, we use our embedding and re-ranking NIMs to retrieve the most accurate and relevant results and feed them into a large language model to answer questions for the user and drive business value. So all that comes together in a blueprint that is highly modular, customizable, and adaptable for your different use cases. And if you want to use either the models or the blueprints or both, you're welcome to log into build.nvidia.com and access them right there via APIs, or download the NIMs to deploy wherever you have a GPU. And if you want to experience them in a secure environment, you are welcome to log into Launchpad, which is our hosted solution for experimenting and experiencing NVIDIA technologies on the cloud. And with that, I'll hand it off to Theresa to talk more about how we're helping Cohesity explore generative AI and deploy at scale.
Thank you, Nave. Very impressive and exciting stuff you and NVIDIA are working on. So I'm excited to share with our audience what we're doing with your team. Before we do that, I did just want to talk a little bit about Cohesity from a foundational perspective. So our goal and mission has always been to redefine data management. And we did this by building a data cloud. That includes data protection, data security, data mobility, data access, and data insights. We are changing the way enterprises deal with backup and data protection by integrating and deploying these solutions on top of next generation storage solution data fabric. So when it comes to operational efficiencies, Cohesity recently announced Cohesity 𝗬𝗂, which is a retrieval-based augmentation generation application that leverages the data already stored safely, securely, and responsibly on Cohesity. What we're doing is giving you a digital twin of your enterprise data and the ability to ask questions and get answers, which improves that decision-making speed and accuracy. We are also helping boost AI initiatives through on-demand index of embeddings, which becomes an easy button for getting these initiatives started. And lastly, we help streamline compliance and risk management through no longer needing to manually choose open source components, and with our role-based security, onboarding now becomes simple. So let's talk more about Cohesity 𝗬𝗂 and how it's powered by NVIDIA. Now, I did this through a diagram, and as you see there, what's happening first is the user interacts with the application through the global control plane. Now, that control plane can talk to any number of behind-the-scenes capabilities, such as the data plane and the indexing service. So what happens next is that the user is going to create an index with all of the data sources with the appropriate points in time of that data selected. Then designate the access control, who is going to have access to this. And once it's complete, the user who has been designated can ask any question they want. Now, what's happening behind the scenes is that question is going to a local embedding service that's powered by NVIDIA. And what it's doing is finding and retrieving the most relevant chunks of data and then securely fetching them from the data plane and then sending it to the control plane, wrapping it in an LLM prompt, which currently is being done within Azure OpenAI as the LLM. Back to the user side, once the answer is available, you'll also get reference links and citation links. Everything that was used to generate the answer is right there for you to review if needed. So let's transition to some of the key takeaways. With the power of Cohesity NVIDIA for your AI initiatives, you can use the data that you have to understand a variety of use cases, including compliance, data risk, breach details, knowledge base information, and more. You can get started with Cohesity Gaia by going to cohesity.com/DM/free-trial. Thank you so much to everyone for joining Nave and I today for this session. Nave, thank you as well for joining me.
Thank you for having me.